Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His Word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And family, please forgive my hastiness here tonight, but I want to jump right into this lesson. Now, I hope everyone had a wonderful week. I truly do, but I want to go ahead and jump right into this lesson because we have a lot of ground to cover tonight. So I want to ask you guys a question. Is death a part of life? You know what the answer is? No. Why? Death is the opposite of life. If something does not have life, it means it's dead. And if something is dead, it means it does not have life. So when it comes to the subject of death, you have to ask yourself, are you really dead when the world says that you have died? Are you really dead? So what we are going to do, we are going to allow these scriptures to give us the answers here tonight. So family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And I got a question for y'all. Can y'all tell that the lighting is different? I'm trying out a new light setup here. And of course, I just want to make sure that we give out the best quality and stuff like that. So do me a favor. Please let me know if you can tell a difference or if you cannot tell a difference in the lights. Please put it down in the chat for me, please. And I truly thank you. Also, take notes tonight, because this is going to be very precept heavy, okay? We're going to be coming with clusters of precepts before we bank down into our foundational text, all right? So please make sure that you have that. For you sisters, if you do not have anything covering your heads right now, please cover your heads and cover your daughters, or make sure whoever is in the house that have to have their heads covered, that's a female, please cover them. And for any of you brothers, if you have anything on your head, take it off. Thank you so much, fellas. I love y'all so much. All right. And I love my queens too. Thank y'all. I love my royal family. So now we're going to go to the book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 4. The book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 4. And let's see exactly what this says. God forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. You see that? So, as it is written, we are going to bring out these scriptures in regards to death. No opinions, as it is written. Let God be true and every man a liar. Okay? You will have the understanding of what death is all about when this lesson is over. So now let's go ahead and get into the text. The very first one I want you to go to is Ecclesiastes, not Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 7, please. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 7. Let's see exactly what this says, all right? Then shall the dust, remember dust, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So now, just to let y'all know right now, there's two parts of you. Two. You have your physical manifestation and then your spiritual manifestation that lives inside of you. This body right here, this particular one, has only been here once. But this spirit that's inside of you was in your previous body, and the one before then, and the one before then, and the one before then. Your spirit goes all the way back to creation. All the way back. You were standing in creation. That very same spirit is in you right now. You understand that? Okay. So now we're going to go from here. Let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 19. The book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 19. Remember the dust, okay? This is a precept. Remember the dust. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shall thou return. Precept. The Most High said, I created you from the dust. I'm going to put that spirit up inside of you. And then when you die, I'm going to make you return back to dust again. You see that? And remember, this is Genesis, the very first book. All right. So now that was that. So we are going to go back one chapter. Genesis 2. Genesis chapter 2. Let's go down to verse 7. I said chew. Genesis 2. Idiot. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. So you see that? Without that breath of life, without life, it's death. Without death, there's no life. You can't. They don't coexist. They do not coexist. They can't. They can't coexist. Even though some people have The Walking Dead, right? That's the first thing that you thought of, right? That Walking Dead. Oh, we're going to get that tonight too. Ooh, we're going to get that one tonight as well. So right there, that was the cluster of that dust, right? Because this can only happen to a certain people. Oh, you're going to get that too. Ooh. When I tell you, y'all are in for it tonight for some truth. Oh, y'all in for it tonight, baby. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and find out just what people our Father is talking about. So please, let's go to the book of Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. The book of Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Y'all already know I'm going to have me some fun tonight, baby. Y'all already know. We are in the last days, and there's just so many things happening right now. And these are the subjects that we got to talk about. For some of you, are things just becoming a little bit more clear? Like you've had questions that you've always had in the back of your mind, and then just for some reason, all of a sudden they're just starting to be answered. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's see who these people are. Hear this word that the Lord have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. The Most High God made it clear. The God of Israel, God, the God of the Bible, made it clear. He said, I don't know any other families on this planet other than my Israelites. And people can get mad all they want to when they hear that scripture come out. It doesn't matter, as it is written. God does not deal with these other nations at all. At all. So this life and death and everything that he's speaking about, right? When it comes to the life part, he's speaking about his Israelites. Oh, praises to the Most High. So guess what we got to do now? Guess what we got to do now? We got to get a precept to back that up. So we're going to go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. The book of Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. Watch this, family. Oh, this is going to be so good tonight. So many people are going to get mad, but you're going to be mad and stay mad too. Watch this. Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 4. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. Now that's a condition. The Father said, all souls belong to me. Who did he give the law to? Who did the Most High give the law to? We're going to get that answer right now. So family, please go to the book of Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19, please. The book of Psalms 147. We are going to go down to chapter 19. Let's see exactly who he is talking to. Because in order to sin, you have to break a commandment, right? Right. Psalms chapter 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. You see that? The Most High said, I don't deal with nobody else. Just like in Amos, he said, I don't deal with any other families on this earth. I don't deal with them. I only deal with my Israelites. I only deal with you. Oh, so many people get mad at that. It doesn't matter. You cannot ignore these scriptures and what he says. As it is written. Now, I only knew Israel. I only knew Israel. So if we'll die because of breaking his commandments, then the people that have life, wow, that's us. Do you see how the Most High have the rest of the world separated? They don't even have lives. Oh, they're living, but they don't have lives. There's no extension to these individuals. We're reading it. We're reading it. So I want to read this here one more time. Psalms 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So if there is a judgment that is cast out upon you, and if it wasn't given to you, but you're going to be judged, then guess what? They were never meant to rule or have a life in the first place. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. That's the bottom line to all of this. I'm sorry. But when the Most High gave us Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, I'm sorry, you cannot get mad at that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't. It's you. You are the beauty. You are the jewels. You are the pearls. You are the true blessings of this earth. But you were told that you were nothing. I'm going to remind all of us just how beautiful we are. I'm going to remind us and put that life back into us, because there's too many of you concerned with death and you shouldn't be. It's like, why are you so concerned with death? You should be thinking about life, not death. So we're not going to play them games. We are putting life back into the Israelites. Now, let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 2. Oh, we got another cluster of precepts. I hope y'all are taking notes. Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 2. Let's see what this says here, family. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Woo! Well, let's get this one more time. Hold on, time out. And many of them that sleep. How many of y'all went to sleep last night? How many of you woke up today? Everybody's hand should be raised. So if you are sleeping in the dust, you're not dead. You're asleep. Let's read that again. And many of them that sleep in the dust. Now, that's why I was so adamant about speaking about the dust. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Every night we practice what's going to happen. Our body loses its consciousness. We are dead to the world. But are we dead? No. We still have a conscience. We still have dreams. We still have everything. Feeling, matter, the whole 9 yards. They are just asleep. Those that are righteous. Ooh. Oh, we're going to get into some stuff now. So those other individuals, right? When they die, their spirit goes back to the Father. Why? It's the spirit. But they don't have a life. Somebody's going to understand what I'm saying tonight. Oh, this is going to make all the sense in the world, baby. So now that was Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. So now we're going to go to the book of John, chapter 5. The book of John, chapter 5. Let's go down to verse 28. The book of John, chapter 5, verse 28. Watch this. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in which all that are in graves shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good, unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. Now, we just read that, didn't we? If you're righteous, you go up. If you're not, you burn. You burn. You're not dead neither. You are alive, and your body will feel every last bit of that burn. You understand that? I want to make sure that y'all pick up on what I'm saying. Your body is going to feel every bit of that burn. There will be an intensity. You understand that? How those who are righteous will have the glorified bodies, and those who are unrighteous will have the body of damnation, and you're going to feel every last bit of that pain. Not only feel the pain, but the Father said he's going to destroy you with your own imagination. So guess what? If you're imagining things, you are very much alive. Very much alive. I'm telling y'all better start rethinking this whole death thing. Because y'all heard those other nations talk about death, and they go to the grave and all that stuff. That is not for you. That's for them. That is not for you. You better get your mind right fast. So now let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 26. The book of Isaiah chapter 26. Let's go down to verse 19, please. The book of Isaiah chapter 26, verse 19. Let's see what this says. Watch this. Thy dead men shall live. Huh? Wait. Thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust. For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Wow. Y'all see that? These nations have told you, because we learn from them. We learn from our enemy. You know, the finality of death. They're like, oh yeah, you're going to die. That's it. You know, that's that. They ain't nothing beyond the grave. That's why there's so many of those atheists. That's why I don't understand a black atheist. I can't understand that. That is an oxymoron. They bewilder the hell out of me. I'm for real. I'm like nigga, how? Like, come on, man. You know, for real. All right, so let's go from there. Now let's go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. The book of Ezekiel chapter 37. And we was heavy into Ezekiel this week, weren't we? Because we did 38 and 39 early this week. Now we're going to 37. Watch this. Ezekiel chapter 37. Let's go down to verse 12. Watch this. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O my people. Stop. Now, as we were reading earlier today, remember what I said in the book of Amos. Remember, there's only one family of this world, of this planet, that I know. Only one. And it's saying it again right here. So for those of you who you still have that in your heart, that you're going to be able to save these other nations, I'm telling you right now, you're dead. You're dead. That's all I got to say. We are talking about death. This is talking about you. Let's go ahead and get that one more time. Verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord, not me, as it is written, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. All that is getting ready to happen very soon here. All these missiles, these swords in the air that the prophets saw all the way back then, they're seeing them right now. All praises to the Father. All praises. We're living in those days right now. So the question is, do you choose life or do you choose death? That is only an answer. That is only an answer that you can give. No one else can give that answer for you. Just you. You have to work out your own salvation. You see how all this is making sense now? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so now that was that cluster of precepts. We're going to move on to the next cluster. So now I want you to go to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, please. The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. We're going to go down to verse 13. Now, I want to go ahead and get into this here because this is so telling. Many of you are very familiar with this right here, right now, but this is so telling. Family, watch this. Watch this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant. So it's telling you, yo, I'm going to smarten you up. Brethren, family, Amos. Ooh. Concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Wow. Now that's an incredible statement. In other words, why are you crying when somebody die? They're going back home. Why are you crying? he said, why are you crying? Why are you worrying about that? Stop it. Knock it off. Verse 14. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. Now, do y'all realize how it didn't say that Jesus was going to bring himself back? It said that God was going to bring us back with Yahushai, showing you that God and Jesus are not the same. They are two different individuals. God the Father and the very first creation, his Son. All of us, we will come back with him. Not in these bodies either. We went over this several weeks ago. In those glorified bodies. The land of the giants. This place will return back to. All praises to our Father. Verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, as it is written, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. You see that? For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. The dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. This is my job, to comfort you with these words. Stop fearing what this world calls death. Stop it. Stop being afraid to die. Stop being afraid to die, because what the world calls death is just sleep. Okay? Something happens to this body right here, you go right back to the Father. All of this and everything goes right with you. Your consciousness from every last life you lived, that goes right back to the Father. And it's immediate. That fast. That fast. Once it's done here, you're right back with the Father. Stop fearing death. Stop fearing death. There is no reason to fear death. You see what it said? I want to go back to something here real quick. Watch this. I want to go back to verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. What does that mean? That we're not going to prevent them which are asleep. You know why? Because those spirits that's already in these bodies that's alive, guess what? It's already alive. Your spirit, you're not in the ground at all. That new body that you have, that's you. So guess what? You can't present yourself. You can't prevent yourself from coming back alive, because you're already alive. Do you see how do you really see how sweet this is? Do you see how the Christian church, how they bang us down with death? That's why The church is the real prison house. The church is the real prison house because there are so many trapped souls in those buildings getting ready to burn. Now, let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4. The book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4. That just made me sad. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. That just bothered my countenance. I'm not going to lie to you. Because there's so many of those churches, man. And there's so many of them out there that these people run and go to. And we know that they are nothing but death houses. They're traps, snares. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. I had to back up what I said earlier. All things are the same. So are you. You're the same from creation, from the beginning. Nothing about you changed except that body. Why? Because your father kept reproducing you down them lines. Yep. You are a product of your daddy's balls. You understand that? Male and female. It's the seed. The seed of Israel. That's how the father knows who he's coming back to collect. Because it's that seed. Now let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 27. The book of Matthew chapter 27. And let's go down to verse 52. The book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 52. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Do you see all these promises of when you go to sleep, you are going to wake back up? And we have a preview every night. Our body falls asleep. You don't even know when you fall asleep. You know, something you jump and you jolt yourself because you don't even realize that you even fell asleep. Yep. And by the time you wake up, damn, it's morning already? I gotta get up. We gotta get up and do this all over again. Until tonight we fall asleep. And then guess what? We won't even know that we went to sleep until we wake back up. Previews of death every day. Stop letting your heart be bothered by death. Cut it out and knock it off. So now let's go to the book of Luke chapter 8. The book of Luke chapter 8. Oh, we're going to get down on this one right here. Watch this. The book of Luke chapter 8. Go down to verse 49. Watch this. Watch this, family. This is so great. Luke chapter 8 verse 49. While he yet spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue house. Excuse me. Let me read that again. That was so butchered. Let me do that again. While yet he spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, thy daughter is dead. Trouble not the master. But when Jesus heard it, he answered him, saying, fear not. Believe only, and she shall be made whole. So first and foremost, Yahushua was like, well, who you calling dead in the first place, man? What you doing? Stop saying that. She ain't dead. Verse 51. And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter and James and John and the father and the mother of the maiden. You see that? The maiden, the young girl, the daughter, the little girl is what it's talking about. Verse 52. And all wept and bewailed her, but he said, weep not. Stop your crying. She is not dead, but sleepeth. She's not dead. She's asleep. She's asleep. She's asleep. So now I got to ask you a question. If she's asleep, right? It's not telling us whether or not she's righteous or unrighteous. Israel. Y'all better start thinking on these scriptures now. Y'all better start thinking. Y'all better start taking a deep dive into these scriptures. The Father's not playing. You better keep his commandments. You better keep them. Because right here it's being assumed that this little girl already knows to keep the commandments. Why? Because Yahushua says she's asleep. The babes too. This is why I told y'all earlier this week. Fast, read, and teach. because the babies matter too. Now watch this, verse 53. This is niggas right here. Watch this. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. Niggas. And he put them all He was like, get out. Y'all niggas, get out. Get out. Get out. He put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise. Now, you got to realize what Yahushua did. Guess what? Them niggas were trying to clown. He did not allow them to see the blessing. He said, y'all niggas, get out. You will never see this blessing. Get out. This is for me and my little sister right here. Y'all ain't going to see it because y'all niggas are dead. Get out. They laughed at the Son of God in his face. You see how Yahushua, you see how much of a black man he is? You already know. He pulled the Marty Marr. Get out! Verse 55. And her spirit came again. And she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. He's like, all right, get up. So many of y'all thinking that they were like, yo, go ahead and give her a side of a cow. No, give her the word. Give her the word and replenish her spirit. All praises to the Most High, baby. All praises to the Most High. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. Why? Because Yahushua was bringing out the miracles, and he know how niggas are. That's why he told them niggas, get out. Y'all didn't get ready to see this because he knew they were all going to go tell. And you already know, once niggas get a hold of something, oh, you could do this, you could do this, yo, hook me up, yo, do this for me, yo, do this for me. And Yahushua like, I'm not playing that, get out my face. I'm not playing with y'all niggas, move. Yes, he was. That's how y'all know. Can y'all tell that this is all us? This is us. All the way down to the description, this is us as it is written. All praises to the Most High. So now let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 41. We're going to read this all the way through. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 41. We're going to read this all the way through because this is speaking about death, and y'all about to see why you should not fear death. This is going to break it all the way down. You're going to find out why they took this out the Bible. Why they didn't want you to have this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 41 verse 1. Oh, death! How bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto the man that hath nothing to vex him, and that hath prosperity in all things, yea, unto him that is yet able to receive meat. Oh, we just read about that meat, did we not? Oh, because that spirit. Oh, that spirit resides in the person of righteousness. 100%. All praises to the Most High. Israel, I love y'all. I'm just getting happy as we read this here because there's so much redemption that is coming amongst our people. And it's making me happy. It really, really is. I love it. Verse 2. O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things, and to him that despaireth, and hath lost patience. Death is a reward for some people. Why? Because all of this is happening. We go through pain, we suffer, and we be like, I don't want to be here anymore. Let me share something with y'all when it comes to my mother. And I was 13 when this was happening. And I remember my mother saying, I'm tired. I'm tired. And she was dying. I didn't know what that meant then, but I know now. My mother was ready to go. She was ready to go. And then 7 years later, my father dies. And he wasn't even able to say anything. I remember walking into the hospital room and he had no life in him at all until I walked in the room and I grabbed his hand. And he turned and I saw in his eyes. And I saw my father wanted to go. And he did. And guess what? I was sad, but I was also happy because I knew my father was not in any more pain. All praises to our Father. All right. Verse 3. Fear not the sentence of death. Family, I need you to understand what that just said. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. We all got to take that trip back home. And I am so glad that my mother and father were able to take that trip back home. I'm so glad that they did not get to see any of their children die. The Father prepared me for death at a very young age. Verse 4. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? I'm going to read that again. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? Why did the Most High just call death pleasure? Because it is. We have been convinced that death is such a horrible thing that we fear death. We're like, oh, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Please. You see what these scriptures say? Nigga, take me home. Remember why Moses was like, please take me. Please, bring me home, bring me home. Do you see why God got to ask people who want to go down? Some people are like, all right, I'll go. Yeah. There's something about that life. That other life. Oh, yeah, there's something about that one. Oh, there's such a joy and a blessing in it. Where people be like, yo, I'll be ready to go. Now, do y'all remember the Pope? Who saw that, those videos with the Pope when he was dying? Pope Francis, this last one that was dying. And he was up there screaming, they coming to get me. It's right there. It's right there. Yo, yeah, that was death. That was death coming for him. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I don't want none of that. No, thank you. Let me read verse 4 again from the top. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? There is no inquisition in the grave. You know what that means? There's no questioning in the grave. There's no questioning as to whether or not if there is anything to even be discovered. You are with the Father. You are with the Father. Whether you have lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are the conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. That tells everything right there. The Most High made this clear. First and foremost, the other nations, guess what? The law was not given to them. So what does that automatically make them? Sinners. We read it earlier. Psalm chapter 147, 19 and 20. I gave my laws and my statutes to Jacob. I gave it to Israel. They got it. Everyone outside of that, they don't have it. That automatically makes them a sinner. Now, this next part. And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. Those of you that keep dealing with them other nations. And the Most High told you no. Didn't the Most High say, first and foremost, come out of them. Come out of that. Now, does that mean that if someone of the other nations try to be friendly and have a conversation with you that you act nasty to them? Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. You show them love. Why? Because you are an ambassador of the Most High. But you still give them the word. Oh yeah, this word ain't for you. This for my people. This for me. That's my daddy. That ain't your daddy. This is my daddy. Not yours. You see that? You don't got to be nasty to anybody. There's no excuse for anything like that. Verse 6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. A perpetual reproach. The Most High made it clear about them other nations. He ain't dealing with them. They're going to have a very bad time. They're going to have a very bad afterlife. You better make sure that you're not joined with them, that 2/3. You see how that separation? You see it? How clear is it today? Yeah, you better stop playing. You better stop playing. Verse 7, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you! Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High of God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. I told y'all. I've been telling y'all since last August, clean up that house. So many of y'all came after me for saying that. I've been telling you, clean up that house. And here we are. We are not even a year later, because we're in June. I said that in August. And here it is, 10 months later, and the Father is bringing his destruction, and we are witnessing it with our eyes. All praises to the Father. All praises to our Father, baby. Yeah, you better get it together. All y'all skirting and playing around, you better get it together. As you see, okay, keep it up if you want to. Watch this. Watch this. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. Oh my goodness gracious. He said, first and foremost, you're going to go through all this. You're going to go through this curse, right? You're going to go through this curse, and then you're going to die and have to deal with torture, pain, destruction. He's guiding you out of that direction. His children, he's telling his children, don't do that. You see, there's no such thing as no spiritual Israel. You see, all of this knocks that out the park. All right? You hit a home run with the nonsense. There is no spiritual Israel. The Most High said, I have my chosen children. They belong to me. They belong to me. These other ones out here, they don't have a choice but death. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Y'all keep it up all that grafted in nonsense. Keep it up with that stupidity. Verse 10. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. These other nations, guess what? That's their promise. The Father told you, come up out of that. Don't deal with these people. They are death. They are death. You are life. They are death. You are life. They are death. They're going back to the ground. You're reading the Bible. Not my opinion. As it is written. Verse 11. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. I'm gonna leave it alone. Something just came to me. I'm gonna leave it alone. Have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold. Why do we always be like, put some respect on my name? Why are we always being like, you better put some respect on my name? Why is it you keep my name out your mouth? Why is that embedded in black people? Why is that embedded in us? Huh? Why? Because this is us. That's why. There's something about our name, and we be like, yo, you're going to put respect on it. The Bible tells us to make sure that people put respect on our name, man. Because our name goes back to the Father. You thought it was by coincidence. Not at all. Names mean something. Let me read this part to you one more time. Have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold. Your name stays. You have a name. You do. And everything that you do, all of this sin and everything you do, guess what? You write your signature on that sin, man. We can't do that. We can't. We have to break this. You see these curses that it's talking about? Yeah, we got to break them. We got to break them. Put some respect on your name. Put some respect on your own name by keeping the Most High's commandments. Let's continue. Verse 13. A good life hath but few days, but a good name endureth forever. Ooh. Woo. Now, you see this right here? Now, for some people, you'll be like, you know what? you have so many people that be like, no, I lived a good life. I didn't do anything wrong. The Christians, I did everything good. I don't got to keep God's commandments. Well, let's go ahead and read this one more time. A good life have but few days, but a good name endure forever. What I just say? That your sin, you write your signature on your sin. God remembers it. Because you write your signature on your seed. God remembers it. And you have only but a few days, but that name is going to last forever. That name goes back to the Father. He knows who you are. Why? Because he created you before you were even in the womb. He knows who you are. And he's watching. Watch this. Verse 14. My children, keep discipline in peace, for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen. What profit is in them both? What's the profit? What good is a treasure that you can't see? What good is a light under a shade? What good is it if I was to take these lights that I have right now and turn them off? You won't be able to see me. You'll just be able to hear my voice. That defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose of being on camera, right? Go to radio. He's making it real easy for us to understand. Verse 15, a man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word. Now, this is about to drop some heavy stuff right here. Watch this. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word. For it is not good to retain all shamefacedness, neither is it altogether approved in everything. Be shamefaced of whoredom. Now he's going to tell you the things that you need to be shamefaced about. In other words, you need to have some feelings about these things. You need to be ashamed of these things that he's going to talk about. He's going to give us a whole list. Watch this. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother. Now, what does the Father tell us here? What does the Bible say? To honor your mother and father. To honor your mother and father. And how do you do that? By keeping the word, by keeping the commandments. That's what this is talking about. Right here. Be ashamed of whoredom. What is whoredom? Being out there dealing with these other nations. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of their little rituals, all of their religions, all the things that they do. Yep, and Christianity is the major one. Islam is another one. Being in bed with these nations. The Most High said, I'm going to kill you for that. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take away your peace. You will not have any. Let's go ahead and read this here one more time. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man. Don't be lying to your brothers or to your sisters. Be ashamed. Be ashamed. Be ashamed. I'm saying that right now. I'm just saying be ashamed. All right. Verse 18. Of an offense before a judge and ruler, of iniquity before a congregation and people, of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend. Guess what, yo? You can't be dealing with your partner. You can't be dealing with your friends. You can't be lying to them. You can't be telling them lies, okay? You can't be doing that. You cannot treat them unjustly. You cannot do it. You have to love. Here it is again. We just talked about that so full last week. Oh my goodness gracious. You got to have love. And guess what? If you lying to people and doing things like that, if you treat them unjustly, guess what? There's no love there. Again, right here for you. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. Thank you. Verse 19. And of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest, and in regard of the truth of God and his covenant, and to lean with thine elbow upon the meat, and of scorning to give and take. Now, I got to make sure the Father said, put the elbow on that thing. Bow, drop the elbow. Yo, put the Randy Savage on that thing right there. He said, drop the elbow on these freaking commandments so that you could make sure that they are embedded in you. Bow, keep that commandment. You better tell your people, bow, keep that commandment. You better tell that one, bow, you better do it. Put the elbow into it. Put that pressure on your people to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But guess what? You do it in love, though. You do it in love. Most people haven't mastered that craft. Verse 20. And of silence before them that salute thee, and to look upon an harlot. Now, right there, stop. That says so much. You know that there's these brothers, when you see them out there in the world. They are part of Israel. Shalom, shalom, whatever you say, however you greet your brother or whatnot. And they act like they don't. We talked about that. They're like, shalom, how you doing? You know? The Father has a problem with that. He has a major, major, major problem with that. Watch, let's continue. Verse 21, and to turn away thy face from thy kinsman, or to take away a portion or a gift, or to gaze upon another man's wife. Woo! You see that? Now he's going into it. You said, and the one before he said to look upon a harlot or whatnot. Now he's talking about, to be looking at your brother's wife, to be looking at your man's wife and stuff like that. The Most High ain't playing. And she know, guess what? Because she know you looking at her. And guess what? She could be looking at him too. You see how the Father is breaking this down, He's like, nah. We won't be playing on these games. The Father already told us. He know how we operate. He covered every base. The Father doesn't play with us, man. He doesn't. Verse 22, or to be over busy with his maid. Ooh, you hire a female or whatnot. You hire a female and then you take advantage of her. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was about to say the word, but it's YouTube. I can't. Or to be over busy with his maid and come not near her bed, or of upbraiding speeches before friends, and after thou hast given, upbraid not. You up there talking all that, and you don't deliver. Or the uttering and speaking again that which thou hast heard, and of revealing of secrets, gossiping. Out there telling people business. The Father said, don't you do that. I'm going to kill you. So shall thou be truly shamefaced and find favor before all men. The Father said, stop doing that. Do you see what he said? He said, it's better for you to hide your foolishness. It's better for you to hide your foolishness, man. Stop doing that. Put it away. So in other words, for what that means, it doesn't literally mean to hide what you're doing. It means put it away. Stop doing it, or else you're going to die. But family, do you see how this had nothing to do with death and everything to do with life? The Father told you, stop being afraid of death. Knock it off. Cut it out. Because when your body leaves here, you go right there with him. And so what's going to happen here coming soon, all of our body is going to be taken right up out of here, especially when those intercontinental ballistic missiles start to bomb this place. Y'all got to remember, America is owed 2 nukes because of Hiroshima, however you want to pronounce it, and Nagasaki. They are owed 2 bombs. 2. They are owed them because they dropped it on Japan. So, if you think that this is a game, if you think for 1 second that you have a lot of time left, you're a fool. I'm telling you right now, you're a fool. You do not have time left at all. The clock is ticking. Family, please stop playing with the Most High and do what you have to do. Do not fear death. Produce life, not only into you, but to those around you. How do you do that? Fast, read, and teach. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. Family, it is our Sabbath. I love you, and it is time to rest.